Ladies and gentlemen, you know, comments that I get, sometimes you have to look in the perspective of the fan, you know? Like for me, I don't do any drugs, I don't drink or do drugs or smoke. And I don't even drink coffee, but, when people say to me, you look like you're on something, normally I would take that as a negative thing, but some people really like to be on drugs, some people really like to smoke and all that. So when they say that, they actually mean it as a compliment. So sometimes you might perceive something negatively, where other people might be like, "This is awesome! Like, what are you on, darling?" So for me, it's like a negative thing to be told, "Oh, you're on something." But I mean, I realize people that are on something see things differently, and they like a lot of people are into drugs and drinking and smoking, so they might be like, "You're on something. Oh my God, you're amazing. This must be like amazing. And how do you get the guts to do this?" But for me, I have natural ability to have the guts to do this. So for me, it's not a concern. But I take that as a compliment. And even when people call me freak or what the, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, depending on how they say it or what they follow up with. Some people really say something and you might take it personally, but you might be like, well, what does it mean to them? What is it like for them? And like, especially with gender roles, right? Like for me, I'm really essentially a male, cis male. So for me, gender roles, I'm not used to, being all gender role and gender play and sexual orientation play. I mean, obviously I'm bisexual and I dress up as a woman, but as a guy, I'm very much like a cis male. So for me, gender play is fun. I love it and I do it all the time on my channel, but it's not my personality really. So when people say, "Oh, you look like a man," that might be a good thing for them. They might see that as a good thing. So they might be like, they might be flattered. Like, so I realize that's a negative thing in my opinion because I think Melina looks like a woman. But to them, maybe it's a big compliment. Maybe they think, "Oh my God, you look like a very sexy man as a woman. Wow." And so I have to realize, and I do realize this, so I let my comments go sometimes where I might leave a comment up that maybe I don't typically think is great, but I know everyone has different perspectives and everyone believes in different things. To some people, a woman that looks like a man is very, very sexy, or to some people, Marco looks like a girl, and I'm very handsome and masculine as a guy, and I'm very beautiful and pretty as Melina, and petite and feminine and bodybuilder like petite and feminine for Melina, and then bodybuilder like for Marco. But people have different perspectives, and people might think, "Wow, Marco looks like a girl. I love your blouse." And so normally I would think, "Oh my goodness," and then they might not have said it that way. They might have said, "Oh, I love your blouse," because they think my shirt is a blouse, and they think I'm very masculine. And I'm not like, I love my fans' comments and keep them coming. I really enjoy them, but somehow that might be perceived wrong, but I don't think it's perceived wrong. I don't perceive it wrong. I know to them, a blouse on Marco is a gorgeous thing, and a blouse on Marco is very, very masculine, or maybe not. Maybe it's very feminine. They love it. So I'm appreciative of their perspective, and I look in their eyes to see how the comment goes. So they might be like, "Wow, Marco, you look like, Willem Dafoe." And to me, Willem Dafoe doesn't look good, but Willem Dafoe is known for his looks and very handsome in Hollywood, right? So for me, I don't, and maybe they meant when he was young, I don't know, but for me, I'll take that as a compliment because even though I don't think Willem Dafoe is a very good-looking guy, I think they meant it as a compliment because he's a famous person, right? They didn't say I look like someone that's not famous and that has no money, and even though I have no money, but they didn't say that. They said I look like Willem Dafoe, which to me, I don't think is good looking, but when he was younger, maybe that's what they meant, right? So, and I kind of do look like Willem Dafoe, but I think I look much better. But it's all relative, right? And you really have to take things under the fan's perspective. To some people, Willem Dafoe is the big boss, the good-looking guy of ever, the best-looking guy ever. So to them, they're like, "Wow, you look like Willem Dafoe." For me, I'm like, "Oh my God, Willem Dafoe." But they're like, "You look like Willem Dafoe." Oh my God, I gotta brace myself. You know what I mean, darlings? Anyway, always look in your fan's perspective. You never know how they feel, and you have to really get into their shoes when they're making these comments. And even the haters. you really have to get in their shoes. Maybe they're struggling, maybe they're having a hard time, and I really want them to do well. Anyway, bye now.